Early in the European exploration of North America, collectors took an interest in Native American arts, weaponry, and attire. Sometimes they purchased artifacts, sometimes stole them, and sometimes killed for them. Over the years, pipes, moccasins, roaches, cradle boards, and parfleches accumulated in museums and private collections. The item's purpose and how it was acquired was often forgotten. Many of the artifacts have disintegrated over time. Those that have been turned over to quality museums have often been restored and preserved, but thorough knowledge is sometimes lacking. Many artifacts remain in the vaults and display cases of museums, far from their place of origin, and far from the people who might best appreciate them. Some have attempted to return these artifacts to reservations. Recently, there has been a movement to retrieve artifacts virtually through digital images that can be shared. A virtual museum. With the help of tribal leaders and reservation historic and cultural societies, Northern Arapaho and Eastern Shoshone collaborators have been identified to build a virtual museum so that these items can be viewed by the people on the reservation. Key tribal elders with an interest in the project volunteered to travel to Chicago to create the Wind River Virtual Museum.
The artifacts that we're going to see, I've seen some of them before. When I was growing up, my grandpas and grandmas, they used some of those things.
Those items, they tell a story in themselves, about the things that we did and how we lived.
I'm well informed of my grandfather's ways. I was born in the 40s. They were still alive. They were old men. They could still relate stories of pre-reservation days, and that's where I learned.
It all depends on how you were brought up, because I never heard stories.
I'm 17 years old, and I am definitely interested in learning more about the old ways and to keep it going, because it is who you are. No matter what, that's where you came from.
The Wind River Virtual Museum Project is an attempt to provide two tribes of Wyoming, the Eastern Shoshone and Northern Arapaho, with an archive of high-definition images of ancestral artifacts presently inaccessible to tribal members. Many items were not filmed at the request of elders who volunteered to preserve their observations and wisdom for future generations.
A lot of artifacts and items are sacred items used for spiritual purposes.
I think the artifacts that we're going to see is something that people would want to hear about, but they would all be very cautious. We can have some of our elders maybe clear the way with prayer, with cedar, wheatgrass.
Good to meet you, Alaka. Welcome.
Yeah, thank
We're very honored to have you here. My name is Alaka Wally, and I'm curator of North American Anthropology here at the Field Museum. Jamie's going to be here with you all day. We've been honored to have the visit of two different groups from the Wind River Reservation, from the Arapaho Nation, and then visitors from the Shoshone Nation.
So most of the bones that you see there are original.
It's rare that we get this kind of visit. They've been looking at our collections and describing for the virtual museum what the objects are, what they mean, how they might have been used. Our records of these objects are very episodic. So some things we have a lot of information on, and other things we have virtually nothing. oftentimes what we have is the version of the document from the ethnographer or the person who collected it, and not from the people who lived them.
And we've pulled some artifacts for you to take a look at.
The fear that I had with the artifacts was I thought there'd be more designs that weren't Shoshone.
These are a couple of the roaches that we pulled for you.
What I saw right away was something good, something good. And the more closer I got to it, I said, this is Indian, this is Shoshone.
It's really, really critical for the future of these collections that we have this kind of record.
We were just discussing that that set of porcupine quills is probably collected in the summertime because they're longer and they're more yellowish. And if they're collected in the winter weather, they're more whitish.
What amazed me was how much they know.
Sound speed. All right. Got it. So, what are these items called in common? What do people commonly call them?
This here is what we call, I don't know, say hi. That means it's a fan.
Well, if you come right down to the nitty-gritty, they just call them rawhide bags.
Our drum, it's the heartbeat of the Arapaho tribe.
This is a real good basket, those designs are kind of rattlesnake designs.
Tribal elders selected the items to be included in the virtual museum. Some of the items had not been removed from storage for more than 100 years. They were taken out of boxes and placed with great care before the camera. A few were suspended so they could be filmed from all sides. Trained museum staff assisted the film crew in treating the items respectfully and cautiously during the filming process. Commentary on each item's use, design, and history was recorded both in English and in their native language, so that viewers can choose which language they would prefer.
This is a baby cradle. I used to pat the babies with it.
Basipa, susuras, and this one is the addition to a roach.